Okay. I'm Joanna Thompson-Yazik, and I'm going to do something a little bit different, which is poetry. And thanks, Ryan, for having me on the blog. Yay. The first poem that I'm going to read is a prose poem, and it's called Novembers. We stand, my son with the shovel full of dirt, my hands in my pockets curled into fists, clutching small balls of forgotten paper, staring into the hole in the yard, empty, wishing for tears or something potent to course down my cheeks, flow out of my mouth like kind words, something healing, something good. We stand and the dirt drops on the striped towel we wrapped her in, a shroud of stains and frayed edges, the tip of her tail sticking through the clumps. The dirt falls. My son grips the shovel. I stand there, empty, thinking of my father 19 years ago, the spaded dirt falling, the November sleet heavy and wet, falling on my 15-year-old head as some woman I'll never meet sings a song about grace. We can remember her with flowers, is all I can say, with my hands in my pockets, teeth clenched against the memory which invades, the cold rain tangling my hair, the woman singing to a graceless God as I stare into the hole, the arms which encircled me, now folded, grim, eyes sewn shut to spare him the sight of worms, empty eyes, which looked at me and named me once when I was born, and so we stand. My son drops the shovel to hold my hand, and I think of my father, the song, the God, the dirt. I have nothing to say. But Sam cries, says, "Gracie, you were a good cat who always slept on my bed." And my lips smile. I think, this is the grace, and it is amazing. This son in my hand, these memories of belonged, cherished, protected. I take him in my arms, encircle him with my emptiness, and we are alive, and the dirt grows flowers to remember them by. Timepiece. Timepiece, you with your glass watch face, crisscrossed with hands, seconds calendarized under blue crazed pain, your clear protection. I like to watch you tick. The springs, cogs, gears you grip between teeth are a machinery of clicks and slippings, wound tight against the crash of time. Your clockwork happiness is life in the fast lane, hustle in the twirl, the counterclockwise motion of memory, what fits between talks. Map of stars. He came back too, and all the years stumble over each other like a pocketful of marbles, rubbed rough with clicking, each bulge straining the threads, wearing them thin, pulling at the fabric until it gives and they spill out, fall to the floor, glinting like memories at the first glimpse of his thinning brown hair. Without warning, at the end of the driveway, as Marie is unpacking, unboxing, unraveling, and the air bursts with birdsong and thunderstorms, he appears like lightning. A flash, a blink, and she thinks he'll be gone, but he's not. He's there, just standing, his hands full of flowers, his face, like the sky, opened. The kids come later, the banks, the bills, but she holds this memory cradled, this charged moment of looking up, feeling years scatter on the floorboards, feeling blushes like hail crash down her face, her neck, her arms. They used to sneak out across fields to chart the sky. He knew the names of every constellation. He would trace them in her freckled skin, mirroring the distant lights, the patterns plucked whole from chaos. He told her she was a map of stars, a cartography of time. He said her pale body spoke in nebulae, quirks marked miles on her cheek. He kissed the hidden places that birth binary systems, rubbed dust from her sun. He would smile against her neck when she'd threaten symbology or love. Of course, he left, then she left, and that leaving ripped a hole that not even the lilacs held between trembling fingers could fill. So Marie stops unpacking and walks down the drive, lets the memories roll into the gravel, aggies of promises between chipped white rocks, and stands before him, empty of what has been. Before the wedding and anniversaries and cold nights spooned against the dark, they have this space between them, limitless and charged. before she reaches out her hand, before she smiles, there is this hard longing, lonely as stars. Breakfast. A slope of butter mirrored. We slide in soft drips, tickings, sighs, and friction. The heat forms blisters on the climb up your rock sugar face, freckled crumbs, garlicked blushes. Lists of salt pop, sizzle, talk in the flicking of tongue. Fat in the pan, iron griddles on blue flame. Your eye, lashed and moteless, a floundering yolk, a sun above summits, an egg of sin. It's a long roll down to nook and cranny, the scent of jam on strawberry palms, skin tips greased with slow touches. We skip and boom like tightrope walkers. Your touch, the call of abyss. Your smile, the beam that balances. Lunch. You slice the tomato with your sharpest knife, pierce the skin on point, and slip through the meat as if there were no resistance, no red-orange blush. This is the one you sharpen against your stone block. You spit, I've seen you, darkening the stone to wet the blade. The edge gleams as I watch from the doorway, drawn to your sharp scent, sweet and honed. The tomato bleeds, seeds run to the countertop, and I bite my lip, wanting, hungry, as your knife draws another perfectly clean line. Netted. But we are all fish, and the water divides us. Our gills filter to destroy the medium, and we swim alone in the frothed wakes of dreams, separating ourselves by bubbles of iridescent imaginings. Schools are misnomers. Until we are caught, pressed together, flopping in the sluiced air, until we are lifted on twisted fibrous lines, elevated from our soft, anemonied sanctuaries, we continue alone. Only on the whitewashed decks, gasping sharp unfiltered oxygen, clacking like teeth against frigid breath, gaping our mouths to reach the waves our intellects reject, can we connect. When we are spilled out on the boards, gutted, filleted, flash frozen and vacuum sealed, our brains coaxed open by the honed logic of the knife, only then do we communicate, the flesh of our poems destined for the mouths of the young. Matches. Is it the scratch of you, the itch, the pull of pain in your skin or your touch, the surprising softness over muscle, thick fingers curled around books, or is it the heat of you, the feel of you like matches, your cool tips flaring, this sudden spill of flame? Lake song. I still feel it, how the falling acorns define the quiet, the gunshot chaos popping on the cottage roof, past season, cold toes rubbing each other for the roughness, how our breath became art in the lake air, a white, calm mixing, and the oak trees outside dropped their firecrackers, startling us every time. Netted. But we are all fish, and the water divides us. Our gills filter to destroy the medium, and we swim alone in the frothed wakes of dreams, separating ourselves by bubbles of iridescent imaginings. Schools are misnomers. Until we are caught, pressed together, flopping in the sluiced air, until we are lifted on twisted fibrous lines, elevated from our soft anemone... Fuck, I can never do that word. Fuck. God damn it. Anemone.